Well, hello YouTube, it's Bonnie with Old Soul Mermaid with another look at my deck collection. And can you believe it? I believe this is video number 8. I believe. I'm going to have to check. Number 8 of my deck collection, doing it in sections so you're not looking at an hour and a half or 2-hour or 3-hour video. Yeah, not through my tarot decks yet, and I haven't even begun to touch my Lenormand decks. I don't have many of those, or my Oracle decks. So yeah, they're gonna keep coming. And in the midst, I'll do some unboxings or some comparison videos of decks that I have. But in the meantime, I believe this is number 8, and today we're going to look at the Space-Hog Llewelyn decks. You know, the box collections that come with the big guidebook and the cards and the whole shebang, and the decks that take a lot of shelf space. And I don't have a lot of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I'm going to show you. And some of these I haven't had very long, haven't had a lot of time to work with them, but I look forward to it. The books are beautiful, as you all know, and there are plenty of unboxings of these decks, but they're in my collection, so I have to show them to you. And let's get going. The first one is the Raven's Prophecy. Now this deck, it is a bestseller, a New York Times bestseller, and I just got this at a Half Price Books. I don't know if you have them in your area, but Half Price Books 50% off coupon weekend that we just had. I believe it was 40% off on Saturday, 50% off on Sunday, and I got this. I found this at one of my local stores. It was still shrink wrapped, and I should have done an unboxing, but there's lots of unboxings of this deck, so I wanted to open it up. I couldn't wait, but it's brand new, brand spanking new. And so it's got the magnetic closure and a little ribbon to pull out the cards, like most Llewelyn, these big box decks. You know, the packaging is always beautiful with these Space-Hog decks. You know, nice and sturdy, and it's nice to keep, you know, your books and your cards in the same place. I know a lot of owners of these decks, you know, will put their cards in a bag and then separate the book, but I'm like, I would only put my cards in a bag if I were going to take them someplace, you know, without the book. I like keeping them in the box, and for that reason, I'm not going to buy a ton of these. I don't have unlimited space for this, but I like it. Here is the guidebook. I believe these are, black and white images of the cards. The beginning, introduction about the theme, how to do a reading, the spreads, the major arcana, the minor arcana. And this is the first edition, 4th printing, 2018. I guess it was originally published in 2015. So introduction about the theme, how to do a reading, and then it goes right into the cards. So I'm very intrigued because I know a lot of people use this deck for shadow work. And it looks like the sun is trying to peek out here. It's a very gray, rainy kind of day here in Austin, Texas. So I have some artificial lighting going, and we'll see. I'll need to turn that off if it gets a little brighter. So, as all you know, I know a lot of people hate these bright orange borders. I do not mind them because I have of yet tried to do a deck modification, and I just know I would be horrible at it. So I don't do that. If the cards have black backing and border, I will edge them in black, but that's about the extent of my modifications. I know when you do, some people who have modified this turns out to be a bit uneven. So I'm going to leave it as be. The borders don't bother me. They're not huge and obtrusive. They're just orange. And I do love that the images in this deck are so different. I mean, it's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system. It has images and symbology, but it is kind of its own thing. So I would say a little more of an intermediate advanced deck. And I am very looking forward to doing some shadow work with this deck. It is, just looking at it now again, it's very thought-provoking. I just got this, so and I skimmed through the cards, and it is something I know I'm going to enjoy working with. And as I go through these decks, let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any of these decks, what's your experience with working with them? What kind of readings do you find them best for in your experience? What do you, which ones do you gravitate to? Yeah, just what kind of readings? Love readings, use certain ones for shadow work. Are some better for general readings? Are some better for love readings? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious and I would love to know. So that is the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. And I am very, very happy to have found it new. And you will not believe the price that I got this for. Yeah, I don't even want to tell you. You'll be amazed. Yeah, I got this brand new deck at Half Price Books, and it was about $8.99. Yeah. So you can't pass up a deal. All right, the next one is the Mermaid's Tarot, a favorite of many, and I'm so happy to have gotten this. I got this from the lovely ladies from the Wildly Tarot podcast, and Holly and Esther, and they were doing a giveaway at Yule where they were giving away books and decks, and I got this deck, and it was just meant to be. I'm Old Souled Mermaid. I'm a Piscean, and in fact, I just celebrated my 53rd birthday on Wednesday, on the 18th. I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting this video, but yeah, 53 years. And you all know this beautiful box, the mermaid scales, a little fish. He reminds me a little bit of Flounder if he had the little blue stripes, but this deck is everything. I haven't had a ton of time to work with it, but the readings, you know, quick draws I've done, they are spot on. Spot on. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Beautiful deck. I love the water energy. This is my jam. It's just, I don't know. When you identify with a deck, this is a deck that I identify with strongly. And it's got some profound messages in it, going through the guidebook quickly. And this has to be one of my favorite hermits ever. You know, standard Llewelyn cardstock, you know, the Raven's Prophecy, same cardstock. They're all borderless. They're not huge cards, and I wish they were just a little bit bigger because the artwork is just beautiful. Yeah, I wish they were just a tad bit wider, taller, just a little bit, because the images are so beautiful. The illustrations were done by Julie Dillon. The book is by Lisa Robertson, and they just knocked it out of the park. And some of these images are heartbreaking and then so inspiring. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And I thought for the month of March I'd be working with this, but I'm working with the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot that I have, and the 5 Cent Tarot, and the Starseed Oracle. Those are my 3 decks. That it was very, very hard, but those are the ones I'm working with for my daily draws. Trying to familiarize myself with them. I'm reading the little, either the little white books or guidebooks. And just, you know, I always read the guidebooks before I start working with a deck in earnest. I think I've mentioned before. So let's take a look at the guidebook. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't started working with this, because I haven't looked at the guidebook. Now, I love these guidebooks, especially this one, because it's got this nice glossy paper. But when you go to the card itself, look at that full color image. So if you want to be reading this in bed, you don't need your cards with you at all. In fact, you get a better image because it's so large in the book. And it's just amazing. And so I read the book before I start using the cards in earnest, because I like to see the creators, I like to have their input, why they picked an image, their insights, and I find that it just all goes into, you know, my own personal arsenal, and it just adds and adds and adds. So depending on the reading, you know, you have the same deck of cards, but you're pulling from all these different places for meaning. It just sparks your intuition that much more, and it's just something more to add to the arsenal. So I always read the books. I know not everybody feels the need to do that, but I haven't been doing this for years and years and years, and I'm constantly looking to improve myself, to improve my skills, and it's going to be a lifelong journey. I got started later in life with my tarot journey and my new spirituality journey. If you're new to my channel, this is the first video that you're looking. I come from conservative Mormonism, not the fundamentalist. I didn't grow up in a fundamentalist sect, but you know, it's in my ancestors, you know, were in the Mormon Church from the early days, from the conception, and there is polygamy in my background, and actually in my current family on my father's side, one uncle chose to reacquaint himself with a fundamentalist sect, break away from the mainstream Mormon Church. And yeah, someday, I keep promising, someday I'll tell you all about it and what drove me to choose another path. But this is the beautiful Mermaid Tarot, and I am indeed going to read the book before I start working with the cards in earnest. So let me know if you have this deck. How do you love it or don't love it? I'd like to know what kind of readings are you using it for? What's been your experience? And also, do you like these big boxes, do you store them in a different way? Do you separate them, throw away the boxes? I know some people do that. There's no right way, no wrong way. It's just, I like keeping everything contained. I don't like to be looking in different places if I don't have to for, you know, a set. Going to get my book in one place and getting my cards in another. But, you know, to each his own, right? Now this deck I have, the Everyday Witch Tarot by Elizabeth Alba. And I have worked with this one in earnest. And like everybody else, love, 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 love. Now, one complaint I know a lot of people have with this deck is that it's not diverse, not very diverse in body or race. Is it in gender? Not a lot. They did a better job with the Oracle in showing diversity in even age and body types. I believe there's some males in it. But, and I will say the Mermaid Tarot is a good, it does show some diversity with the mermaids, so go figure. But the witches in this tarot deck, there is not a lot of diversity. There is male. This actually could be either a male or female. Generally white and body beautiful, but you know, that's not going to stop me from using a deck. I wish there was more diversity in age. I really do. And I've said that before, and I'll just keep saying it. I know some people, you know, would like every aspect of our society, every part of our society would like to be represented. And, you know, us, I'm not quite a senior citizen, but I'm headed that way at 53, yeah. The writing's on the wall. And I would like to be represented because, you know, your younger years, your youthful, vibrant younger years, that space of time in your life is so much shorter. You're going to be considered an older person for a lot longer than you're going to be considered young. That's just the way it is. And it's the cruel reality. There's a male. But you see, I love this. I love the cats. For readings, I find that this is a good general reading for every kind of reading that I've done. For other people and for myself. See how youthful it is? But, you know, youth is vibrant, it's powerful, and youthful beauty, you know, is just very powerful energy. There's no denying it. But see, this is kind of where my husband and I are with our grown kids. Though our kids, I have 2 living out of the house, independent, and one's in college, living in an apartment off campus downtown. He was just with us because it's spring break. UT Austin is closed. They extended their spring break from 1 to 2 weeks in the current situation. I love this too. The generations. But yeah, this is as close as this deck gets to showing age, I believe. You know, more mature, the more mature population. But like I said, it's not gonna keep me from using a deck, by no means. It's beautiful. The art appeals to me. I've gotten just knockout readings, and this one does. The Maiden Mother Crone. And it's beautiful. And I wonder if people are afraid of age because of, you know, you get put into the box of irrelevance. I would like to do a video about that too, because I have some opinions about that and some strong opinions. So that is the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Alba. And of course, the book is beautiful too. This is bigger than the card. The image, you know, no, actually, it's the same size, except the corners extend out a little more. You get a full color picture, so again, you don't need your cards you don't need your cards while you're reading this in bed, which I love. It doesn't take up the full page like the Mermaid Tarot, but that's okay. I love me some full color images in my books. And Llewelyn, you know, they do a good job of that. Cardstock. Llewelyn cardstock is not my favorite, but it's not the worst. My favorite is either, you know, indie deck like Lightseer's Tarot, Dark Mansion's Tarot, but I also like the cardstock, plain cardstock decks that have the linen finish. I love that cardstock as well. Those two are my favorite. But this is not bad. I will say that the worst cardstock again is the Antique Anatomy. It's the worst cardstock I've encountered that I've bought, and that's why I have 2 decks of that. But it is one of the most beautiful decks. So bad on production as far as the cardstock. Book, the packaging is beautiful. It's just the cards themselves, the quality. So here we have a new release, Barbara Moore Wizard's Tarot, illustrated by Mikey Jensens. I think I'm pronouncing that all right. If not, I'm sorry. And I do have a full unboxing and first impressions of this deck on my channel if you want to see, you know, every single card. New deck. Haven't looked at the book yet, so I haven't really worked with it besides flipping through it. Again, this is another one like the Everyday Witch. It is a young, youthful, body beautiful, non-diverse deck as far as body shape, race, but it didn't keep me from buying it because it is a beautiful deck. Let me know if things like that would keep you from buying a deck, except for the old hermit here. Does that bother you? Is that one of your considerations that you look for, how diverse it is before you spend your money on a deck? I would really like to know that as well. I have to really jive with the artwork. And so if I love the artwork, if I love the vibe of the deck, it not being diverse in age, race, body image, etc., gender, it's not going to stop me from buying it. But some of you, it may, and I respect that. And like I said, we all like to be represented. This deck, especially the Suit of Swords, is very, very unique. And I love some of their takes, especially the Five of Swords here. Yeah, I think the Suit of Swords is my favorite in this deck. So you can see a full unboxing of this deck on my channel or on somebody else's channel. There's lots of good unboxings. So that is the Wizard's Tarot, not the most diverse. Yeah, I'm really interested to know if the lack of diversity in any aspect would keep you from buying a deck. So far it hasn't stopped me from getting, you know, if I really jive with it, you know, the artwork, the vibe, the energy, it will not stop me. Yeah, I am not represented in this deck or the Everyday Witch Tarot, but I love them. And I have one more deck to show you, and that is the Otherkin Tarot by Cielo Thompson. I still need to get the line strider. I haven't. Now I know, oh, one thing about the Everyday Witch Tarot, it is coming out, I believe, in May in a mini pocket version, and it's only, I think you can pre-order it for right now on Amazon for $9.99. That and the Line Strider Tarot are going to be in pocket form, mini pocket form, and I pre-ordered both decks, so those should be coming in, oh gosh, April, May. I'm thinking May. So double check if that's something you're going to be into. So the otherkin, I will tell you that I have had, and I just love this box, and I love the watercolor aspect of this deck. And I don't know if it's picking up on my, from my phone, if you can see it, but I'm drawn to the watercolor, soft, calming, and it's even on the paper of the book. Probably not picking it up. There's the author. And I love this deck in so many ways. It's so whimsical. And it is, the artwork is lovely. The watercolor. And I know there's mermaids in this deck too. The owl is the Hierophant. I just connected with this deck right away, and I appreciate that it also has a colored picture. So again, take it to bed with you, read, study, and you don't need to bring your cards and have them spilling all over the place. Go back. Now I will say the Eight of Cups, this card reminds me of a card in the Mystical Moments Oracle deck. If you have that deck, I think it's Can You Hear Me, except her lower body is a seashell. And this one just reminds me of it. But yes, the mermaid. Drawn to it. And just in case you're new to my channel, new to tarot, there are the lovely backs. I love these backs. Splashes of watercolor. The imagery is just everything. Whimsical. And these decks are good. You don't have to worry about diversity in these kind of decks because they are totally fantasy. And half animal, half human creatures or humanoid creatures, but a lot of animal energy. Fantasy energy. So nobody has to feel left out. And that's why one of the reasons why I was drawn to this deck. And I believe I have some other decks like that. In fact, last night I just ordered the Anima Mundi Tarot off of Etsy because I have wanted it for a long time. Wanted an animal deck that I could connect with. And when I wanted to buy it, it was out, but now it's back in stock, though I see that they're running out again. So if that's in your wheelhouse, order soon. Okay, so, and I just love all the mermaids and the soup cups. And the water creatures and, you know, water, beach, oceans, lakes. That's my jam, being a water sign. So that is a look at a part of my collection, the Space-Hog decks by Llewelyn. I think I have some other Space-Hog decks, but they aren't the Llewelyn ones, and you will be seeing them at some point soon. So yeah, let me know. What do you do? How do you store these? Are they on your bookcase? Do you separate them and get rid of the beautiful box? Let me know what you think about diversity in tarot. Will non-diverse decks keep you from buying a deck even though you are attracted to the artwork? Let me know. I really want to know. And in this current climate, with stuff going on, I know I need my tarot more than anything for just insights, kind of a kick in the head, just kind of to calm me down, to call me out, to show things as they really are and not as necessarily as I perceive them. And I just want to say to you all, just keep healthy and do your best to not be selfish. You know, the universe is not just one of us, it's all of us. And we need to be, I know people in the tarot community, metaphysical community, are very, very giving. And we see things in a different light than some other people. But when things turn, and I know this has happened to me, you get a little bit selfish, but we can't let that happen. So just remember to be kind. You know, you don't need to take all the toilet paper or Purell. You can leave a few bottles for somebody else. It's, if we all take just what we need, you know, the supplies will be there for everyone. So I'm just wishing you all the best. I know I'm feeling the anxiety. I know many of you are too. But let's keep in touch. I'm going to keep the videos coming. We need those kind of distractions. And I'm wishing you all the best. I am sending good vibes, good energy out to y'all. You can send it back to me because I know I need it. And I'm wishing you all the very best. And have a wonderful day. And blessings to you all. Until next time.